The hangar was silent, except for the worry of a single fan. The air thick with dust and despair. The private jet gleamed under the fluorescent lights, but no amount of shine could hide the cracks along its fuselage. Engineers shook their heads, whispered in disbelief. It's impossible. Too damaged. There's nothing we can do. From the corner of the hangar, she appeared, a young black girl in tattered clothes, her hair tied back in a messy bun, clutching a worn notebook. She stepped forward, voice small but firm. I can fix it. Laughter rippled through the room. A billionaire CEO in a sharp suit turned, eyes narrowing, his patience thin. You, a homeless girl, do you even know how to operate a jet engine? Her gaze didn't falter. I know enough. Please, just let me try. The engineers exchanged doubtful glances as she approached the jet, kneeling by the exposed engine with her notebook open, pages filled with meticulously drawn diagrams. She traced lines with her finger, murmuring calculations under her breath. The CEO, Jonathan Carlyle, paced, arms crossed. I've spent millions on this jet. I can't risk it. His voice carried authority, but beneath it, a twitch of unease. He'd never met anyone so daring, so audacious. A senior engineer, gruff and impatient, stepped forward. We've tried everything. Nothing works. Send her away. The girl didn't flinch. Her hands moved with surprising confidence, removing a panel, adjusting wires, tapping sensors. She paused only to glance up at Jonathan. Sometimes, it's not about replacing parts. It's about understanding the problem in a way only someone who's seen the worst can. He frowned. Explain. I've repaired engines before, she said quietly. The ones abandoned, left to rot in scrap. I learned to make do with what was there, to see solutions where others see only failure. Jonathan's eyes flicked over her, noticing the bruises along her arms, the dirt beneath her nails. There was a resilience in her posture, a quiet fire that reminded him of his own daughter. Fine, he said finally. 5 minutes. Show me what you can do. Time slowed as she worked. The hum of the engines, mixing with the tension in the hangar. Sweat beaded her forehead, but her hands were steady. Wires clicked into place, panels aligned, a spark of hope igniting as she wiped her hands on her pants and stood back. The engineers leaned forward, disbelief written across their faces. How? Jonathan held his breath as she pressed a button. The engine roared to life, smooth, powerful, flawless. The sound was almost musical, echoing through the hangar. A hush fell. The CEO stepped closer, eyes wide. You fixed it. She nodded, biting her lip. It was broken. Yes, but it didn't need new parts, it needed understanding. I just listened. Jonathan's heart pounded as he realized the girl before him wasn't just skilled, she was extraordinary. Where did you learn this? He asked, almost a whisper. She hesitated, a shadow passing over her face. I didn't have much. Homes, shelters. I watched. I learned. I fixed what nobody else cared to fix. A silence filled the hangar, heavy with emotion. The engineers exchanged guilty looks, ashamed of their earlier dismissals. Jonathan stepped closer, offering her a hand. You've just done what professionals couldn't. You've saved me millions. But more than that, you've shown me what I've been blind to all along. She looked at his hand, then down at her worn sneakers. I just want a chance, she whispered. Jonathan felt a lump in his throat. In that moment, he realized something profound. Talent, courage, and resilience often appear where the world least expects them. Weeks later, the jet soared above the clouds, its engines humming perfectly. Jonathan sat in the cabin. Beside him, the young girl, now dressed in a crisp jumpsuit that fit her like a uniform. The hangar had become a workshop, a place where she was no longer invisible, where her brilliance was celebrated rather than dismissed. You've earned your place here, Jonathan said softly, glancing at her. Not just because of what you fixed, but because of who you are. She smiled, eyes bright, voice steady. I never wanted your money. I just wanted someone to believe in me. Jonathan leaned back, watching the horizon. The city below was a patchwork of opportunity and neglect. He realized he had been blind for too long, valuing appearances over heart, wealth over grit. And now, next to him, was a girl who reminded him that greatness doesn't come with a title. And sometimes, the smallest voices carried the loudest truths. When the jet touched down later that day, reporters swarmed, eager to capture the story. But Jonathan insisted she wouldn't be a spectacle. She would be recognized for her skill, her courage, and her humanity. The girl stepped out, standing tall, the wind tugging at her hair. Cameras flashed, but she only looked at Jonathan. Thank you, she said quietly. No, he replied, voice firm and sincere. Thank you for showing me what I've been missing. The world, it's brighter because of you. As they walked away from the jet, side by side, Jonathan knew this was more than a story about a plane. It was a story about seeing value where others look away, about giving people a chance, about the power of believing in someone when everyone else has forgotten them. In that hangar, amid the echoes of vengeance and disbelief, a lesson had been learned. Hate divides, but kindness heals. Talent is everywhere, even in the places we least expect, and when we take the time to notice, to believe, miracles happen. The homeless girl who had once been invisible now held a place in the skies. She had saved, a reminder to all that greatness comes in every shape, every color, and every story. And as the jet vanished into the sunset, Jonathan whispered to himself, "We are all equal as human beings, and some miracles arrive on the wings of those we never thought to see."